Hi there, I'm John, speaking off the cuff this time. No scripts, just real time speaking off the cuff. Today I wanted to cover this topic. There's a really famous Korean saying. A lot of teachers, when I used to live in Korea, a lot of teachers around me used to tell me this. I know a couple of Korean immigrants who live in Canada, and they also told me this, that if I work my ass off, as they describe, if I suffer for the next 2 years, which is grade 11 and grade 12, then my future life in university is going to be awesome. And the thing is, what they told me is that if I give up to hang out with my friends in my free time, even though I finished all my assignments and my test, they want me to do like extra work and all that kind of stuff, right? And you see, the problem here is that it's a misconception, I think. I know that a lot of Korean universities, they're much more relaxed, but here in Canada it's much more intense, and like it's significantly harder to graduate compared to Korean universities. And the thing is, and the common misconception is that if you go to a university, you're gonna have more time to chill. That's not true. You're gonna have less time to chill, because this university is a higher level of study. High school is the time you form your study habits, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't have a well-rounded life. You should have a work and life balance. It's not because you want extra dopamine, right? All that socializing and stuff like that. It's for your mental health. And my mental health suffered so much, so goddamn much, because of those people. But I forgive them, because I understand their backgrounds, I understand their thought process, how they came to that conclusion. But the thing is, if you're talking about real estate, selling houses, buying houses, if someone is a realtor, right, and you're just an average guy who works at like a completely different industry, you can't tell that person to do something. Like, you can't just question them. That, like, okay, let's say like A lost a couple of millions because they sold a wrong house, right? And the average guy B, that guy asked A, "Why'd you sell that house?" And that guy just criticized them. But that guy just didn't give them a like valid reason. Like, just criticized, right? Just belittling them just because they lost their money. You can't really do that, right? Because that guy doesn't know, like B doesn't know, the average guy B doesn't know the backgrounds of A, like what A, like the backstory behind A's loss, right? And if that's the case, don't waste your time criticizing others. Just focus on your self-improvement. right? Give constructive advices, but that doesn't mean that you have a right to just criticizing without any reason, right? Just without like giving any valid evidence, I'd say. It's yeah. Anyways, back to the topic. It kind of went sideways. Anyways, um, sorry, what was I talking about? Yeah. So I was talking with the Korean saying, right? So the Korean saying is that also like another Korean saying I'm about to mention, is that if you work your ass off right now, if you suffer, your future wife's face, your future wife's gonna be more attractive, right? And it's a very biased and in the 21st century's perspective, it's obviously very discriminative and stuff like that. But it's an old quote, so I understand. But I don't understand why people are so obsessed with results. That's what I'm like. That's like the whole point of this video. Like, why are you all fucking obsessed with results, right? If you are aiming to be happy and you're not happy right now, you're never gonna be happy. And I don't understand why people don't understand that fucking thing. It's so fucking simple. If you're not happy right now and you're expecting you to be happy in the next 10 years, you're not gonna be happy. You're never gonna be happy. And why is that? Because success is a side effect of a good quality journey. You gotta learn how to enjoy the journey. And its side effect, if you have a very fulfilling, not mediocre, right, and a quality journey, then the results are gonna come after you. Your goal is not to see the results. They're basically the North Star. For example, I want to be an astronaut. That's my North Star. I'm running towards it. But it doesn't mean that I should obsess over it. Oh my gosh, I'm not an astronaut right now. What am I supposed to do? This astronaut guy, Johnny Kim, he went to the Harvard Medical School. He went to fucking Navy SEAL and everywhere. I'm comparing myself to that person, right? But the thing is, we all have a fair advantage. I think I mentioned this last video, but we're all in like a different situation, and we can't just compare ourselves with other people. It's not fair. Because we're all in different circumstances. Our brains are all different, especially when it comes to my brain. I have some degree of anxiety and depression, which I almost suffered for my whole entire life. And people around me really, they seem to neglect it. Like, they just didn't take it into account, right? And that's the saddest part in my life, because nobody really, except for me, cared about it. So it's just this video is really just my rant about how people are so obsessed with the results. Like, why? Because I'm the person who enjoys the journey. I'm the person who's trying to enjoy the journey, right? And I do, as a matter of fact. But why are you all like just hindering me from like doing so? I don't get it. Like, I don't get there should be a reason, right? But for me, with all due respect, I don't agree with that. You know, I don't agree with all these misconceptions that if I suffer now, then the future's gonna be better somehow. That's not true. That's never gonna be. And for me, because I suffer from mental health issues, it's gonna be a fucking hell if I just neglect it, right? And that's like the. Yeah. I don't understand. And, that was just my personal life story. And life is too short to just deal with difficult, toxic people. Um, and, I'm following that rule. I don't waste my time to deal with toxic people. I don't do that. I still have a lot of imperfections, flaws, but I'm trying my best under my circumstances. I have a dream, and sometimes it's get really demotivated and sometimes lose my passion, but I still dash towards that goal. Sometimes there's setbacks and I need to rest, but I still try to do my best. Let me share some of the things I wrote on my note. I have a note actually where I write all the quotes, inspirational quotes and stuff like that. So it's called Inspiration 101. I wrote it. This is a front cover to all my sons and daughters. Kind of hilarious, but and cringy, but who cares, really? And I'm also a fan of Ali Abdaal, and I wrote this sort of like quote from his one of his videos. So have a positive motivation, right? Negative motivation is sort of like I did mention this in the last video as well, but negative motivation is sort of like what I talked about just before this, like your future's gonna be, you're gonna suffer right now, but your future's gonna be way better, kind of like that. And if you don't study hard, your I don't know, your dating chance is gonna drop or something like that. That's a negative motivation. I myself have a positive motivation, which is I want to change humanity in some way, in a good way, obviously. And I also want to found a company, if I can. And yeah. And I also want to like share this quote with you. The smartest, wisest, and most intelligent choice in life is to be the most selfless and a loving one. And that's absolutely true. And sometimes I'm really not. And I'm really not. Like, I'm not like that all the time, but at least this is my North Star. This is what I'm aiming to be, a selfless and a loving person. And life is an experiment in creativity. Don't waste time judging others, criticizing others. Simply focus on what you want to create. Try to radiate as much love as you can stomach. I think this was from like actualize.org or something. I just like watch like random inspirational like YouTube videos. So, um, and how can I love it more if I reach my limit? That's something I wrote as well on my note. And I think this part, I don't know if you can see this, but this thing here, this is something that drives me and something that empowers me, and I really want to share this. And this is probably going to be the end of the video after me sharing this quote. If you want to achieve something, you don't have to know how to get to it, right? You don't. For example, I want to go to American. I want to apply to one of the American universities, perhaps like Ivy League, one of the Ivy League schools like Harvard and Stanford, right? You don't have to know how to get to it. You don't have to. You don't. From the beginning, nobody knows how to walk, right? If you're a newborn baby, you don't know how to walk. How would you know how to walk? You don't have to know how to do it, okay? You just need the desire. I want to walk. I want to ride a bike. I don't know how to ride a bike, but I want to. And you do it, and eventually, yeah, it works out. You just need the desire, passion, and the ambition for it. Life is trial and error. I think that's very true. I mean, it's kind of like a brute force. Not gonna lie, you just have to like kind of. I mean, after each mistake, you do have to be smarter, and next time don't repeat that mistake, and that's really important. But the thing is, like in the bit, like from the it like from in the long run, it's a trial and error. So yeah, I wrote a ton of stuff here. Like, shouldn't judge people since they're just explorers. You know, tallest skyscraper has the deepest foundation. And the more selfish you are in life, the worse your life will be. The more selfless you are in life, the better your life will be. And this is very true. I really. Oh, also, like, the quality of your. I mean, don't have like high expectations of others. Like, have high expectations of yourself, but don't have high expectations of others, because you're always gonna be upset. Because they're not you. So, yeah. You're never going to be fulfilled if you have ridiculously high expectations. That's something I learned too. Through trial and error process. It does. I guess that's what the whole life is like, basically. This is something like that specific person told me. Hard work pays off, but that's absolutely true. I agree with that. It's a very, but I just want to add one more thing, right? Hard work pays off, but you gotta enjoy that hard work, right? Hard work should be like a game, like a video game. Oh, you gotta like, hard work. Sure, there's a reward at the end of the process, right? But you gotta have a reward during that process as well. You gotta feel fulfilled, satisfied, and happy during the process. Else you're gonna fail eventually. That's my opinion. That's what I think. So, my number one goal is to just enjoy whatever I'm doing, right? Just whatever I'm doing. Like, whatever I'm doing to get closer to my goal, I have to enjoy it. Like, love it. Like, deeply affectionate about it. See, I still have a lot of issues I'm dealing with. I wake up late. I procrastinate a lot. In fact, I have a test tomorrow. It's fucking like 1 a.m. and I just started studying. I mean, it's not like I just started studying. I did cover all the topics before, but like formally, doing like practice tests and making like double checking all the notes and stuff like that. I literally just started, so I have a lot of issues I have to deal with still. But really, this video is also just a reminder to my future self that I really hope you kept all this hard work I'm trying to put in right now, and I hope you really got into wherever you dreamed of. Um, it could be a Waterloo, Harvard, Stanford, MIT, or something. Um, I know that if you set a big dream, you're gonna, and if you're likely to just meet the minimum expectation. Like if if you want to go to, if your goal is to go to Harvard, maybe you would end up in University of Pennsylvania or something. But it's not gonna let me down, right? I set high goals, because it's not like I'm 100% gonna achieve that. I'm not expecting that. Okay, just to clarify, I'm not expecting that. I'm setting high goals because I want the absolute best of myself, and that's what I'm aiming for. And that was and this is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. It's been a very personal conversation, and it's pretty late right now. I'm not gonna lie. As you can see, it's pretty late. So, oh crap! It's pretty late, so gotta go to bed. Oh, by the way, I just forgot to let you. I'm leaving Korea. I'm leaving Canada in like 3 days. I'm visiting Korea during the summer, so yep. So hopefully another vlog video is gonna come out soon. Good for you guys. I mean, good for me because all the views and likes. They're kind of like a reward system for me, so I can keep up my hard work. I mean, maybe it's not that hard, but I don't know. Okay, so sorry, I'm just a little drowsy. Thank you for watching. Good night, good morning, whatever time zone you are in. Good evening, good afternoon, goodbye. Bye now.